guys, there's something wrong. And they went, no. They were absolutely hammered when they came in, and this is what they ordered. Like printed and it was like Corona times 12.
Coming up in this episode, I visit Denbies Wine Estate in Surrey, meet Chief Winemaker Andy, and sample a selection of their award-winning wines. Nestled in the Surrey Hills, Denbies Wine Estate is one of the largest vineyards in the UK. Established over 30 years ago, it's become a landmark for English wine. At the heart of the estate is its striking winery and visitor centre. From vineyard tours to behind-the-scenes experiences, there's always something new to discover as I step inside. And don't get me started on the estate shop, which is filled with locally produced treats and of course wines to take home with you. And for those who want to stay a little longer, there's even a hotel on site. In this episode, I meet Andy, the chief winemaker, to explore the vineyards and taste a range of Denbies' finest wines.
Well, hopefully this sort of demonstrates a bit of what we do, which is essentially a bit of everything. We try and push it as far as we can, maintaining the quality, but going as far as we can with different styles, working the grapes to the max, and we'll go through and see what we think. Should we crack
sounds
open?
Good.
Start with the fizz, eh?
Yeah, well, for me with English wines, I always knew it for sparkling wine. It's obviously made typically, I think, in champagne method.
Yep.
And I prefer it to champagne. So I always knew it to that, but I never ever got a white or a red or a rosé English wine.
Okay.
And I've only got into it this year, and I tasted for the first time, I don't know if you've had the Heretics Blowthorn Rosé. He makes it at a winery down in Hampshire.
Yeah.
And he uses grapes from Essex. But this rosé was phenomenal.
Nice.
£29 a bottle still, but it was absolutely worth it.
Yeah, quality.
So I've this year it's been trying to get into more English wine. Cool.
But this is our Cubit 2015. So 100% Pinot Noir on lease for 7 years. So
really?
It's just sat in the cellar waiting.
So expecting to be quite creamy, brioche.
Yeah. We'll see what you think. It's one of those that we taste probably every 3 months to see how it's going, and the accountants upstairs are going, "Come on, guys, this is get it out." And we're
going, "Trust me."
We're going
6 months.
We can't do it. We only release it when it's ready, and then it has at least 6 months under cork before it's released as well. And we just think it's worth it. We think holding it back.
Phenomenal. I still haven't got into spitting it.
Yeah, you haven't. It's fairly dry. Water in the vines. The thing that we like about this is it's incredibly generous. As soon as it leaves your mouth, you can still taste it for minutes after. And that comes with the complexity of leaving it on leads in the bottle for so long.
Yeah.
But equally, this is a 10-year-old wine. It doesn't taste like a 10-year-old wine.
It's still quite young, quite fresh.
and lively. And So again, we only make this in the best of years. It's not a wine that we make every single year.
So, for example, last year with all of the rain, I presume you've not had a great harvest for it?
It was all right. Sparkling was all right last year, but we didn't do any cubits. The quality just wasn't there. So we made, it's our top end sparkling. But we put it more into our mid-range.
Right.
All those grapes went into our mid-range. So we're prepared to do that. If the conditions aren't good enough and the quality's not there, we just skip a vintage and customers have got to wait. They've got to wait until it comes back. Obviously, it's a problem for 10 years time.
Demands.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got a really big following. People follow it. They follow the different flavors between vintages, and it's popular.
So how much is that one?
I'm terrible at this.
Oh, okay.
35
That's
quid,
especially
something
for
like that,
something
I think.
that long on the lees.
Yeah.
Again, if you were doing that with champagne and purely on the snobbery of the region, more than the quality of the actual wine or the grey.
Absolutely. We're really happy with it. I mean, some years we prefer more than others, but the whole winemaking team is delighted with this, how it's looking. Okay, next one. Okay, this is our new label, Flint Valley. So this is a non-vintage wine that we've been making since the vineyard opened in the early 90s. And it's a blend predominantly of Sauvignon Blanc, which you can just see the edge of the block.
Actually grow the Sauvignon here, because I know quite often it's always Bacchus.
We've had some Sauvignon. This is Sauvignon.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, quite different, very different to working with to Sauvignon Blanc, but yeah, different flavour profile as well and different notes.
What is that I'm picking up on the nose? I recognise the smell, but I can't pinpoint it.
I'd say, well, it's stone fruit, peachy.
I think it's the stone fruit.
Maybe a little bit.
It's like more actually down to the stone rather than the fruit.
Yeah.
So with the name Flint Valley, I'm guessing it's quite a bit of minerality to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're on chalk here, so it's all grown on chalk. Really good drainage of soils, and we end up with a wine. And this links to a sister wine that I think you're going to taste later on, called Surrey Gold. They are different varieties, but the difference with this is it's a lot drier and it's got a slight bit of oak in there. So it's not so much oak powered, but there's just a little delicate hint of it on the finish. This is hugely popular. I mean, this sort of weather, bottle of that in the garden with a bit of grub. And
well, on all our videos, Liam always talks about the famous veranda. He's like, this on a veranda out in the sun. And I'm like, what veranda is this, Liam?
Has he got a veranda?
No.
No.
If he had a veranda, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But every video, it's out on the veranda. So yeah, Liam, this one's on the veranda.
The mythical veranda.
That's really nice.
But yeah, we enjoy making this. It's harvested relatively late in the vineyard, so normally back end of the second week or into the third week of October we harvest it. Beautiful clean fruit coming in. Ferment takes a couple of weeks.
I saw this on the roundabout, the big cockerel.
The big cockerel, yeah.
What's the
it's Dorking
relevance?
heritage. So yeah, I might have to fact check this a little bit, but there's a breed of cockerel or a breed of chicken that was either discovered or bred in Dorking, and it's got an extra claw or an extra finger. I don't know, whatever you call it on a chicken or a cockerel, but it's got an extra thing that comes off. So it's on the roundabout. You'll see it all over town. If you go into a shop, you can buy it on a birthday card. It's it's everywhere. And now it's on the front label of our wines.
So you've got the sense of place for it then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people really associate it with it. Like, even if you've never been to Dorking, a lot of people say, "Oh, with the cockerel," and got to be famous for something.
How much would that be a bottle? I know you said you're not very good at this, but I'll probably keep asking. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you can definitely keep asking. 11.
11. Really good, that.
Yeah.
Especially for English wine, because you always think
English
wines are always priced that bit higher.
It's really approachable. You can buy it in supermarkets. You can buy it here.
Which supermarkets?
In Waitrose.
Waitrose,
yeah. And it's a really good entry into English wine if you don't want to spend 30 or 40 quid on a bottle, but you want to taste it. It's worth looking at. Okay, next up. This is our White Downs Rosé.
Oh, nice.
So it's predominantly Reichensteiner with a little bit of Pinot Noir in as well.
Right.
And
what sort of blend do you put that on as?
Probably 80-20. It changes every year. It's a non-vintage wine.
Right.
And it's designed to be lively, fun, really approachable. It's 20 quid a bottle. Again, if you're looking for an entry into English wine, it's sort of pretty sure bet.
How long's that one on the lease for?
That's on 2 years.
2 years.
Yep. But you can see the colour, really light, delicate, sort of salmony pink.
Yeah.
And a little bit of sweetness in there. 5 grams per litre of sugar, and it's not a hugely complex wine. It's refreshing and fun.
Again,
and
perfect for a day like this.
Perfect for a day like this, yeah. And people love it. People love turning up here, particularly, grabbing a seat in the sun and enjoying this. Yeah,
I can see that. This year as well, we've got into Cremants, but we've tried a couple rosé Cremants, and we've not found one yet that cuts the mustard compared to the normal wide variety of Cremant. But that's really quite nice and refreshing. Again, as you say, on these sort of days, just sit and enjoy, relax.
No, absolutely.
Nice, light and fresh.
Yeah, I mean, this wine has been around. We did the sister wine was a couple in the range. We do a demi-sec version, which is quite popular, but then we also do a straight white version as well, and it's fun to make. Changing the colour, working out how much extraction to do with the Pinot Noir, and then
how much of it is science? The actual winemaking itself, how is it more? You know in advance if we add X, Y, and Z, we're going to get this end product, or is it we'll play with it as it goes along and we'll judge it? So sort of what you were doing with on the lees with this one.
A bit of both.
Yeah,
a bit of both. So from maybe July time, we'll be really coming out into the vineyard and seeing what's happening. And then from September, we'll really start tasting, doing analysis, working out where things are at. Ultimately, there's a lot of science behind it. The understanding of the chemistry is really important. But you've got to taste, you've got to smell, you've got to look. And the way that I make wine is driven by that. Yeah. Backed up by the science.
My dad, again, how we got these wines, I'm still not entirely sure, but he had a 2013 Chianti Reserva and a 2010 Barolo in his wine rack. And I went,
yeah,
you get these from? And he's like, I don't know. Must have just been a present at some point.
Wow.
Like, well, that Chianti's past it now.
Yeah.
We opened it, tried it, and it was no good to have anymore. It's like, you've kept it hidden from me for that long.
Yeah.
But the Barolo, I said, the 2010, I was like, really good year for it. I've researched. We need to open it this year, though, otherwise it's gone. So I'm like, stop saving it for a special occasion. We're just going to drink it.
And you've had it?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, no. God.
My mum keeps going in his ear, we'll save it for a nice occasion. I'm like, stop. It'll be gone.
Yeah. It's not as high end as a Barolo, but some of the first wines that I made, my parents have got some examples of those, and they're saying,
but that's nice,
we're going to keep it. I'm saying, it's not going to be drinkable.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also just
17-year-old wines. They're designed to be drank in
what's the
in a couple of years.
Length that you'd recommend on
Denbies
range?
This is still evolving. It's fascinating. It's still getting better.
So every year in the bottle, cellared.
I reckon that'll still be drinking brilliantly well into the 2030s.
Really?
I don't think people will hold it around that long. It's delicious now, but I think it's still got another 5 or 6 years of life. These are fun, lively, drink sort of now or within the next year or two. I'll talk about these when we get to it, but these are a little bit more complex, and they're evolving and will last a bit longer.
Good.
Solaris. Yeah. So this is
your original experiment through COVID, was it?
Yeah. When was COVID? 2022.
Something like that.
It sort of came out of a lot of frustration. So we planted the Solaris in 2012. And first harvested it in 2015, which was quite a good year for us. We were pulling it off, and it tasted really nice. but the wine didn't really amount to anything after fermentation. We're looking at it and we ended up blending it away, which is fine. It's fairly normal.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the English wines, it's Bacchus, Ortega, and Cellar sort of blended together.
In blends, yeah. There was just no real flavour to it. And then 2016 was a similar story. 2017, we thought we were going to be able to release it, but we ended up blending it with something else.
Yeah.
And we were thinking it's just not the right year for it, and it's a young plot.
Yeah.
And then 2018 came around, and it was a brilliant year, 2018, for English wine. Everything was very early, everything was super ripe, the vineyard was amazingly clean. And we thought, yep, got it. This is going to be our year for a varietal Solaris. Pulled the grapes off, they were tasting unbelievable. Went through ferment, really slow ferment, 11 degrees, took about 3 weeks. And the flavour had just completely gone. It just dissipated all the way through.
With skin contact too long? Or
no skin contact. So we didn't do any skin contact.
Okay.
We were just chucking it in the press, doing it. And I was fuming about it. I just couldn't work out what was going on. So the following year, 2019, I went out into the vineyard very regularly, a couple of times a day at points, and just started dissecting the actual berries of the fruit.
Yeah.
And the more I looked at it, the more I realised that with Solaris, most of the flavour is just under the skin. So the actual flesh didn't really taste of that much. So what we've been doing in the past, using the method, the traditional way of making white wine, we're putting it in the press, squeezing it,
and getting rid of all of the flavour.
Discarding back into the vineyard for compost all of the flavour. So I did a little trial, because some skin contact doesn't work with every variety. Some things are just too astringent or bitter. So I did a little trial, and I was delighted. I thought, yep, this is really going to work. So 2020, we did our first wine of it, and it's sort of taken off and become a bit of a cult hit. And it changes every year. We harvest it at different times, leave it on skins for different amounts of time, depending on what we want from it. We're not going for a wacky sort of oxidized style of orange. It's more approachable but generous mouthfeel, and hopefully quite fun.
Well, I took a little sip before and went it's really nice. It's such an easy drinking orange wine, because quite often a lot of the orange wines that I've had, not all of them to be fair, they're on the natural wines where I think we've certain styles they've went too far on the natural, that it's now got no flavour. I went to a winery in Malta, which historically Malta wasn't exactly well known for great wines, but it's improved a lot again over the recent years with different climate changes, etc. And tasted a couple of his wines, and they were really nice, but in small doses. They weren't the sort of ones that you could happily just sit on the magic veranda and drink a bottle. You had to pair it with something. If you didn't pair it, so we had mortadella, ham on the bone, olives, sun-dried tomatoes, some nice really crusty Maltese bread with his own olive oil, and all of that went perfectly. But then when I brought it home and I tried it on its own, I was like,
oh really?
No.
I'm a huge advocate for natural wine, and in fact the next wine I'll go through with you in a minute, and that is a bit more sort of aligned to a truer version of this wine. But we just wanted something that people could really enjoy. I wasn't trying to make a huge Marmite type of wine where some people love it, some people hate it. And it's gone down really well, particularly with the younger demographic.
Yeah, it's more down towards rosé, where obviously Gen Z's coming through there. Yeah, I think they're more towards rosé anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly pale stuff.
Yeah, I mean, view on ice in wine.
If you want to do it, you want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've never done it. It's look, if you're outside on a hot day and you can't chill it any other way, chuck it in.
Yeah.
I mean,
problem is if you're slow at drinking it, it just
exactly. It just dilutes it, which on a hot day isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not a purist. I mean, I make wines with the intention that that's how I've made them to be drunk.
Yeah.
And that's how ideally I'd say they need to be drunk because I've done the research, I've done the work, and that's what I think. I'm not a purist about it. If you want to drink it warm, drink it warm. If you want to drink some ice in, fine. Ideally not Coke.
Oh God, yeah.
Which happens, but
which nationality is it that goes red wine and Coke together to make a cherry flavored drink?
Jeez, yeah.
One of the nationalities, I can't remember, Indian, I want to say.
Yeah, okay.
Coke to red wine.
Yeah, wow.
And it makes like a Vimto.
Vimto, yeah, okay, okay. I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, cheeky Vimto.
Yeah.
Not a good head in the morning, though.
No. You can't trust the blue, can you?
It's the food colouring.
Yeah, exactly.
I always used to blame the pizza.
Yeah.
It's the pizza that's made me ill.
Yeah, I was with a mate actually from school the other day, and when we were growing up in Leeds, he lived down the road from a Mexican restaurant, and we went out to the pub, and then for some reason I drank a huge amount of stuff, and for some reason we said, oh, we'll just go into the Mexican restaurant, and we sat in the Mexican restaurant absolutely buggered and ordered something from the Mexican restaurant. And the following day, bearing in mind this is 23 years ago, probably 24 years, the following day he didn't go into his part-time summer job, I didn't go into my part-time summer job, and our parents were like, it's not good enough, like if you've got a job you've got to go. And we'd had like 15 pints and half a bottle of wine or whatever. And our parents, we both said, yeah, it must have been something dodgy in the Mexican. Our parents went to the Mexican and said, guys, there's something wrong. And they went, no. They were absolutely hammered when they came in, and this is what they ordered, like printed and it was like Corona times 12. Proper rumbled by the local Mexican. Mexican food.
Must have been that burrito, definitely.
They ordered some guacamole but didn't eat it. Yeah,
That's
thanks.
because they tasted a bit of it and it was off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
The wax top.
Yeah. Why
is it with orange wines and natural wines, quite often the wax top is the route used? I love the wax top.
Yeah. We just thought it looked really great.
Yeah, just because of the orange wine, and you find
the orange wine. And we were thinking about the colour, and I really wanted orange, and everybody was saying, oh, it's too obvious. Like an orange wine, it says orange on the label, you're going to put an orange on, and you stick an actual orange on top, and I don't know. But I really like it. We're going to reduce it. So the next vintage, which is 2023, which will be released probably at Christmas, will just have a tiny bit of orange on top, the wax at the top. But yeah, this is, so we're skipping a vintage here, 22, we've got 23 that's bottled in the cellar, that'll be out later this year. This is 2024. Now the big difference between these two is, well, it's in tank, so it's still in tank on skins. It's been on skins since September last year, so 9 months. And
so this is exactly the same wine, just different vintage.
It's the same grapes, but it's a very different wine in that in here we ordinarily add cultivated yeasts to go through fermentation. We add bacteria for malolactic. This is completely, we call it wild, so we call it wild orange. The grapes went into the tank, we closed the tank, and that was it. We didn't do anything to it. We did no agitation. We didn't add any SO2, yeast, enzyme, bacteria, sugar, anything else that you can do in winemaking. It's just purely fermented grapes. And I wanted to do it as a bit of a trial because we've never done a wild ferment here. In my career, I've done a lot of them, and it's high risk and they take a lot of work, but it's fun and rewarding. And I wanted to see what happens. So we did it, and this is the result. And well, have a see what you think, but it's the truest version of what the grapes tasted like in the vineyard when we harvested them. And yeah, I'm very
silly question, because I've not eaten grapes direct from the vine, certainly ones for winemaking. What's the difference that you pick up from, for example, the grapes you'll buy in a...
Well,
I say I've only ever ate those grapes. I've never eaten any other.
So generally, grapes in vineyards are smaller than Thompson grape, which can be the size of a bouncy ball. So the grapes for wine are smaller. They've always got seeds, so you can buy seedless grapes now. They've always got seeds. The skins are a lot thicker as well in wine grapes, and there's less juice in, generally less juice. So some of them are really delicious. We've got a couple of varieties here that are a bit rogue. There's I think 50 individual vines that are scattered around the place, and it's a wine grape. And we haven't sort of followed it through, and it's from the original plantings, but it's called Schomburger, and it's pink in colour. And when you eat it, it's very bitter. The finish is very bitter, and there's lots of seeds in it. But it tastes like pink Turkish delight. It's absolutely delicious. My daughters are they do all 50 vines. They know exactly where they are. They go and sort that out. But it doesn't make very good wine. You at the end of it, you end up with just a fairly bitter, sort of quite water-like. But the flavour's lovely. But you'd never be able to sell it. The seeds, the skins, they're tiny as well.
It's really nice. It's obviously very dry.
Yep.
So the front of my mouth is quite dry now, but it's incredibly drinkable. It's believing it alone, you can pick up lots of different notes and flavors, and you do get still a nice mouthfeel from it. But it's with some of the, I'll go back to the natural wines, I'd argue that they're probably too complex. But sometimes, again, like the one that I had in Malta, it smelled chemically, even though it's natural and it doesn't have any chemicals in. It had a smell of chemicals.
This
but on the nose, for me, that's more like a apricot or...
absolutely. It's very, very clean, and fresh, which is lovely. So I think I'll take it off skins probably next month, and bottle it fairly soon after, and release it next year.
That one would be released roughly when, if it's off?
I think next year. I think we'll put it into bottle and leave it for a few months in bottle. So it'll probably run alongside, or we might even release it at the same time as the 2023 vintage.
When do you normally release? What month?
It varies. All over the place. But we've made a tiny amount of this. There's going to be about, well, you'll see when we go into the cellar in a minute, there's only 500 litres of it.
Right.
And that includes skin.
It's very select.
It's going to be tiny. But words got out, and people are already wanting to buy it, even though it's still in tank.
Pre-order,
en primeur, English orange wine. So this is another tank sample. So this was in tank an hour ago, not released yet. A couple of weeks ago, I blended up our latest edition of Redlands. This is this. So this is Rondo and Pinot Noir. You're the first person from outside the cellar team to taste it. I don't know if it's a privilege or not. But it's more oaked than we've done in the past. The acid's a little bit higher than usual as well because of last year. That will all mellow and integrate. So it's a very raw addition. So it won't, when it's commercially available, it won't be like this. But it just gives you a bit of a heads up.
You mentioned it was more oaked. What do you place it in any specific?
We just put more of a percentage of it into oak barrels. And at one point we thought we'd done too much, but it's really integrated now. And it's probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months away from being ready to bottle, and then we'll get into bottle.
Again, obviously it's heavier than the other ones have been red, but it's still very fresh and incredibly easy drinking, even in...
Exactly. Well,
it's heavy, but it's light, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, that's the idea of it. We want it to be... a lot of people drink red wine without any food, and we want it to be approachable. We want it to be able to do that. Have it as an aperitif. And it's not as complex. We do a straight Pinot Noir as well, which is more complex. That's a foodie type wine. You've got to think about it a lot. Whereas this, for an English wine, an English red wine, about 17 quid a bottle.
What variety did you say that was again, Greg?
It's Rondo and Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the reason for the specific mix between those two?
It's what we've got.
Okay, fair play.
I
didn't know if there was a scientific reason to blend those two together. Or...
We take parts of it off Pinot Noir to make into our premium. But yeah, it's predominantly Rondo. It grows brilliantly in England. It gets ripe. It's early ripening, so we normally harvest it first week of October.
Okay.
The fruit's always very clean. There's never any issues with ferments. It's a bit of a dream. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So this wine came about on the back of the 2022 Orange Solaris. Us taking the wine off the skins,
yeah,
and having this, but then we still had juice that was trapped inside the berries.
Right.
So we pressed it, and the tannins were just out of this world.
Yeah.
it was undrinkable. Really interesting.
Yeah.
The flavour was really interesting, but undrinkable. We couldn't do anything with
Yeah.
it. And we had, I don't know, 1,000 litres of it, and we didn't want to destroy it because it just
Seems like
didn't
a
make
waste.
sense. It's just a waste, and we'll get HMRC in to come and watch you destroy it and all that stuff. So we spoke to our it's a bit of a complex process. You can't just chuck it down the drain. So we spoke to our mates at Silent Pool, who are the gin guys near Guildford,
right,
and just sort of said to them, what can we do? And initially they came back and said you can make a brandy, and I'm a winemaker, but I don't particularly like brandy.
Yeah.
It didn't really excite me.
Yeah.
And then they said, what about gin? And I thought, yeah, maybe. And we've actually subsequently done a gin from the 2023 presses.
Okay.
But I said, what else? And then they came up with this idea of vermouth. So we did...
Sorry. Could feel that coming.
Yeah. We did about 9 or 10 different passes. So they'd make a version and bring it in.
Yeah.
And we'd taste it and go, it's all right, but not quite. So I think we hold the record with Silent Pool for the most number of awkward customer moments. And then eventually we got to this recipe, which is heavy on coriander, lemon balm, orange peel, and black pepper.
Yeah.
And we thought, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a look, see what you think.
So have you went more just as a drinking vermouth, or were you thinking mixing with cocktails? Or
it's really versatile. That was part of the development. We wanted people to be able to have like a huge glass of it with loads of ice. Yeah. Coriander seed, yeah. But equally, we do a spritz, spark this, some white down, sparkling water, loads of ice and lemon, and it's works really well.
Finally, one that I can say to my dad, I think he'll actually like. So years ago, reason I keep going back to Malta, his mum lived in Malta for many, many years. So I grew up going on holiday to Malta all the time as a child.
Yeah.
And he tried a Cinzano Rancio, cast as an orange Cinzano, and he absolutely loved it. And then he couldn't get it anywhere again. And then as I got older, I found it online, and I ordered them all the time, to the point where he's like, Graham, I've got too many bottles, will you stop? Father's Day, I don't need another bottle. But that he would absolutely love.
Take it for him. Take the bottle for him.
Oh, thank you. He will love that. That's really nice.
Yeah, really versatile, with a load of ice in it.
Yeah,
it's lovely. Yeah, we were very happy with it. When it
I can see why you sent it back so many times.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be right. And I've never made a vermouth before, so I didn't really know what to look for or what I wanted, but I just knew something wasn't right. And then eventually this came, and I said, yeah, we'll take that. So yeah, they made it, and
and how much are you
really well.
selling that for?
26 quid a bottle. Yeah,
that's good as well.
Yeah, and it lasts when it's open. It lasts for a couple of weeks. Colour might change a bit, but it's still perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't think a couple of weeks will be a problem with him and vermouth. recently we we went to Malta.
Yeah.
Took my daughter on her first holiday abroad,
Oh,
and
nice.
went over with my parents, my wife, and daughter. And every time he was at the bar, he was ending up ordering himself Cinsanos and things like that. I'm like, oh, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah. Good to hear.
Next time, Andy shares his thoughts on all things Denbies before taking me through the warehouse and bottling facility to show how their wines are made.